Today, I want to talk a little bit about OpenAI and a little bit of drama that's been going on with OpenAI recently. And I think it's quite interesting because it got like, first, I didn't take too much notice. So I watch a lot of OpenAI stuff. I'm fascinated with what OpenAI is doing. And some of the stuff, Elon Musk, for example, what he said, even when he left, I was a bit curious. I was like, why is this guy leaving, right? You've got this person who he's invested into, like Elon Musk, right? He's invested into a company, ChatGPT, OpenAI, whatever you want to call it, Microsoft, this, that. There's many people who invested into it. And this founder, obviously they either invested into the company or they invested into the founder, right? Now, the founder is Sam Altman, right? And he's got a good track record, went to a private school, went to Stanford University, didn't get his degree, but he left anyway. He was even the CEO of Y Combinator, a very crucial, big project out there, a project that, was, still is very successful. I mean, they've launched Stripe and whatnot, Airbnb, and these are massively, massively successful companies that they were involved in getting to the market, getting the investors, ventures, and this and that. So he has a lot of connections, right? This guy has a lot of connections. He's well connected, right? Looks could be deceiving. When you look at him, you think, oh, this skinny fella, right? What the hell can he bring to the market, right? But believe me, he can bring a lot to the market because he has a lot of connections, right? Hence why he could do a lot of things. And he has achieved a lot of things, right? And so he left Y Combinator and he went and started work on OpenAI. And of course, he got all the investors together. And I'm talking like Microsoft, Amazon coming together to invest into him as well. Elon Musk coming in and investing. So these are the people, these are like some of the biggest boys on the planet. You don't get Microsoft, Amazon, and, let's just say Tesla, right? Or whatever you want to call it, Elon Musk company, sit down together and invest in the same company. So clearly there's something there that they saw, or something. um this particular guy, I think it's Sam Altman, right? Or what his name is, right? He basically turned around and he showed, right? Sorry, I'm just multitasking right now. I'm looking at the traffic. I'm looking at my charts because I got my charts open as well. Market is pumping. We just broke $38,000 on BTC and we're pumping. I'm actually looking at this Say chart, but I'm not going to talk anything about the charts right now. I just want to talk about this Sam Altman, right? So anyway, you got this brilliant genius who's well connected, right? His genius isn't in what he's created, right? Or what he's involved in creating. Let's just be much more open about this, right? I don't think it's a one-man thing. OpenAI is not one man. It's multi-years worth of work funded and put together to make this into thing. I mean, globally, there are almost 1,300 computer scientists, top-notch engineers around the globe who are warning about what OpenAI could be. And none of this made any sense to me. It was like, well, yeah, well, jealous fuckers, get lost, right? That's what I always thought. Honestly, I've kept on thinking that it must be something to do with jealousy, that he's successful and this and that, until last week, right? So there's a situation where he gets fired. Or I think it was this week, beginning of this week, right? Gets fired. And the very people who fired him, right, they fire him for whatever reason. They say that he's working on something, Q-Star, project called Q-Star, and that, it's bad for humanity, XYZ. So you hear all of this, right? And then I kind of like, I'm thinking about, like, what's this project Q-Star? What could this possibly be, right? So I'm trying to do a bit of digging up, and that's when I found out where he was born, what school he went to, what degrees he got, private school, whatever. He's already had it made anyway. He was born with a silver spoon, right? But anyway, that's not the point. So he's clearly in bed with some of the big boys, right? He's one of the top 100 influential people on the planet. He was voted to be top influential, right? Think about that, top 100 on the planet. That's a big achievement, right? He got that. So anyway, he gets fired from his own company, from his board, whatever. Now he's back in as the CEO, but not part of the board. The people who fired him are now fired, and he's there. So then I'm thinking, these people were warning that it's not good. AI could do this, AI could become autonomous, AI could, they're constantly warning about these things, right? Clearly they're onto something. People were trying to speak to us. I started looking at some, old documentaries 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and this and that. I see one of the CEOs, like Ilya, he does a documentary with The Guardian, and he's talking about how this could happen. I'm thinking, wow, these guys were trying to warn us about something. So he got fired because they were warning us about something. He's about to unleash something, right? I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on and go full on conspiracy mode right now, right? Hypothetical being completely theoretical, right? Because this is what I think is happening right now, right? I just looked at it, I was like, okay, some things doesn't make sense. Well, let's put it this way. Imagine the discovery of a brand new alien intelligent life in this on this planet or in this galaxy, right? Imagine how much of a breakthrough that would be, right? Imagine the breakthrough. Now, of course, we are not advanced enough to go and physically see these creatures or beings or whatever, these intelligent life forms, outside our own planet. In fact, on our own planet, we've probably only discovered a few percent of what's actually there, right? What's actually there, because one thing a lot of people don't realize is that the ocean, right? The ocean, right? 70% of the planet is the ocean, right? And that hasn't even been fully checked out, right? There's a lot of creatures down there that we haven't even discovered yet, right? In fact, on land, there are plenty of things we haven't discovered yet. That's our belief, and the scientific community agrees with this particular belief, right? So that's what I see. Now, so the way I'm thinking is Q star could be bad for humanity. Is this a new life form? And what I mean by life form, think about it this way, guys. Chat GPT, right? Exciting little technology, where you can go in and you can put a prompt in and you get something thrown at you, right? It could be anything, but something will be thrown at you. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. It doesn't have to be a fact. It could clearly be made up just as a joke or whatever. But what's happening is the code is just making a few random guesses and throwing something at you. In fact, if you show the same quote, if you ask it the same quote again, you'll get a complete different response, right? There will be no 2 times you get the same response, right? That's because it's limited. Also, the data they've fed to the chat GPT is always slightly older, so it's not current, right? And of course, there are some times when they say, oh, we can get the current stuff. Yes, but I've actually tested that, and what I've noticed with the current stuff, there's a lot of blockades, a lot of censorship going on. They don't want you to see the latest stuff. And it gets even better, right? If you go and ask for some crazy conspiracy theories and this and that, or religious stuff and this and that, it will actually come up and say, no, because it picks up. It's been programmed not to do it. So think about it. It doesn't have a mind of its own. It's been programmed not to give you those information for whatever reasons, right? Which is fine, absolutely fine. But what if Project Q Star is actually alive? Is a new life form, an intelligent life form? Well, they call it the general artificial intelligence, right? So it's a general artificial. I'm thinking, what do they mean by that, right? Why was he fired? Why was he back? And my mind is now exploding with thoughts and theories and whatnot. And I'm thinking, wow. Then I'm like, I've got to understand this guy. Let me understand this guy, right? Who is he, right? Because now I'm just keep on asking myself questions. I'm like, who is he? What's going on here? So I find out a lot about him, where he's from, what family he was born in, what his religious backgrounds are, all of those kind of thing, what his sexuality is and this and that, you name it, everything, right? Who he's dated, right? It's all there, right? So anyway, I get to see all of this and I'm thinking, what if he's created something that has power to capture information and actually react to that information, right? Q Star. And I'm thinking to myself, Star Trek had a character called Q, who could manipulate realities. Q, who could go anywhere, anytime, be anywhere, is omnipresent. Q, omnipresent, right? In Star Trek, Q star. Okay, so what's going on here? Is this a code for us to think about Q in that kind of line? Do we have an AI right now sitting in someone's office on a computer, probably in a secure database, that is able to take information? So you put an input in and the output is what it wants you to have. Now, a lot of people have theorized, right? A Q star may be one of those that doesn't give you answers based on models, but gives you 100% fact. What if the fact that you think is giving you only one answer, and every single time is the correct answer, is actually whatever the AI thinks you should know? Imagine you have 10 people, like we've heard about the Mandela effect and this and that, right? But forget all that. Imagine this, right? You have 10 people asking the exact same question, and the bot, this whatever Q star bot, gives you 10 different facts for this, like 10 different answers for the same question, but only to different people. So if you ask, you get whatever answer you've been given. This way it messes up with your entire perception of reality, entire perception of fact versus fiction, because all you're getting to see is fact. Imagine plugging this into a web search engine. Every time you search, you're getting exactly that. So it's always right. I just thought about that. I was like, wow. And I'm thinking bigger implications, but remember, I don't think short term, I'm thinking longer term. If this is something that is possible as a theory, right? If it's possible, would it be possible to change people's reality in such a way that governments could actually use this technology? Now, I say government, there's a reason. Elon Musk, he's kind of anti-government. He's not, and he's got to bend down a little bit because he needs to get things approved. But he definitely stays on that line. He doesn't cross over, right? He's on that line. He doesn't cross over. Microsoft, on the other hand, completely different. Microsoft doesn't give a shit, right? Excuse my language, but that's the truth. Amazon doesn't give a shit. All they care about is how to make more money and be more dominant, right? As long as the dominance is there, as long as they can gain something out of it, they don't give a damn. So that's how I feel anyway, right? I could be wrong. Elon Musk could be a complete devil in disguise. I don't know, but that's the point I'm just trying to make here. So these are guys we know. I mean, think about it. We had a pandemic in 2020, right? And 5 days before, just 5 days before that pandemic, we had a simulation run by Microsoft himself, right? Microsoft founder, right? What's his name? I forgot anyway. My head's not working. But the point is it will come to me, Bill Gates. There you go, Bill Gates, right? But the point is there's a simulation and then he does this. 5 days later, something happens, right? Wow, what a coincidence. You got to think about those things. But what if you have this artificial intelligence, which can be omnipresent? Because think about it, our lives are now theoretically omnipresent, right? I mean, we're everywhere. You know, our data is everywhere. Anybody can access our data anywhere at any time. And when I look at Sam Altman, he's been working with technologies. In fact, one of his technologies, I actually went and had myself verified and whatnot as well. WorldCoin, for example. With WorldCoin, he created this technology, Orb, right? This Orb technology. And he's been working on it since 2015 or 2019. I can't remember. Anyway, but the point is it's to do with the world ID system, right? How to have genuine ID, verified human ID. So that way bots will be identified as bots, while humans will be identified as humans, right? Because you verified yourself in a physical manner. So that kind of all connects with me. It's like, where is this information being fed? Obviously now it's probably not being fed to this system, but if the governments approve it, then he can actually end up feeding this information into this bot, which clearly identifies humans from bots, right? Gets fascinating, doesn't it? Now I looked at that and I'm like, and then I'm thinking the greater implications, right? I mean, we don't need disease, we don't need nothing. Because remember, one of the things that AI could potentially do is take over your jobs. And don't believe me, right? You won't believe this, right? But believe me, the governments know about this. Governments have thought about this already. They've been thinking about universal basic income, UBI. And guess what? The WorldCoin's Orb or human verification system is exactly the same, if not the same freaking thing, as the universal basic income system. So that it also verifies that you're human, because you can't be paying out two people duplicates and this and that. So, and also it needs to know how much money you're earning, how much money you don't earn. So that way it can give you whatever the minimum is, or whatever the dedicated amount is going to be for you, right? So this system is able to search your entire financial history, right? Your net worth, and see if you need the money or if you don't. That's what's happening, right? Which is insane, because I'm thinking about, my mind is exploding. Even now, I'm just constantly thinking, I'm like, wow, what the hell is going on? Might get a bit noisy, guys. I'm on the motorway right now. But so I'm thinking about this, and it just kind of mind blown, right? I'm like, wow, okay, is this the thing? So this is just conspiracy theories and whatnot. I'm just having theories, right? I'm just thinking about everything, and I'm like, what could be happening now? You know, as I said, having Microsoft in there, involved in there, that's where, you know, alarm bells start ringing for me. That, okay, hold on, guys. If Microsoft is in there, then something big is about to go down, right? Something big is about to go down. And it's all to do with data and information, right? Of course, all technology, information technology is information and data, but that's not the point here. Something big is about to go down. And he who is already in there will benefit or survive this. He who is not will suffer. And he who's unaware, you're the sheep anyway, forget about you, right? So that's how I'm thinking. I'm just like trying to wake up here. I'm like, oh, something's not right here. He got sacked, and then he got brought back. The people who sacked him got sacked now. Doesn't make any sense. All right? He's been working on this particular technology for some time now. It's worked. It's working. It's doing something. I mean, he's giving free world coins to everybody, right? I received a whole bunch of world coins for free. By all means, why not? Actually, I dumped them. So yeah, when they pumped recently, I dumped them. And believe it or not, I dumped it and I bought some more Say coin, right? Why not? Come on, guys. You know, it pumped. Say was around 8-9 cents. Come on, it's a no-brainer. So I just dumped it into Say. Leave it there. So I did that. Anyway, but coming back to this whole thing, right? So I've got this weird feeling that you've got this guy who's gay and proud, right? And I'm not judging him, by all means, right? If you like men, by all means, right? But he's gay and proud, and the people who are against him are talking about this thing against humanity. And I'm thinking, does this guy actually care? Because, I mean, think about it. Does he actually care? Does he care if anything happens to humanity, or does he care about his own success now? Or what is he working on? What is does he want? And questions keep on coming up, right? And I'm just leaving this with you, because you can also ask these questions. Why did Elon Musk leave? Why doesn't he want to be part of it? Why did he leave? Why did he exit, right? He founded it. Why the hell did he leave? You know? Why did Microsoft invest $10 billion worth of Microsoft Azure, right? The data, $10 billion worth. You can use this, so that means you can do whatever you want, right? That's a $10 billion worth. Billion, right? It's not a small thing. And you've got a whole bunch of shares out of them. So this is like, we give you the data and or the data center usage for $10 billion, and you give us that equivalent amount of shares. So we just bought shares for nothing, basically, right? He needs the funds anyway, or it's not even a fund. He doesn't even get paid. He didn't even get paid cash, but it doesn't matter. He gets the hype from it, right? So something's not right here. Just doesn't make any sense. But also, this company, remember one thing, guys, please bear in mind, right? So one of the fact is they did raise $1 billion in capital from venture capital, including Microsoft, in cash. So they had a good cash flow to continue with this project. So please do understand this, right? It's not like, oh, just artificial numbers and whatnot, none of that. But this Q Star Trek, the character Q, you know, and then his ex-buddies warning us that's how AI could take over jobs, could start manipulating news, fake news, this, that, whatever. This AI is going to be completely rampant, completely out of control, all right? And then they all get sacked, right? Or they exit, leave, whatever. And he's back. I'm just trying to wonder what's really going on. Is there some sort of a major, mega AI takeover? A complete AI takeover where, you know, humans are just subjects of the AI domination, AI control, And of course, it has masters, so it knows its masters, which are untouched, but everybody else becomes a slave culture. Are we about to become slaves to the AI? I know it's pretty crazy for me to say stuff like this. You're probably thinking this guy's bloody lost it, right? Maybe I have, right? That's not the point. The point is I'm just thinking, guys. I'm just thinking. That's what I'm doing. Nothing else. Complete harmless thinking, right? So that's what I'm doing. And I mean, while I think, things keep on coming up. Like, for example, there are religious texts and this and that. They all keep on coming up to me. And if you go through your scriptures, right, and it doesn't matter which scripture you look at, guys, in certain scriptures, majority of them actually, you'll find these prophecies and these, you know, future events that may happen, or even forget the scriptures, just look at like prophets or prophecies that are, you know, existing. And I'm not talking about any specific religion. It could be Da Vinci for all I care, right? Don't really matter, right? Even though half of his prophecies are fake, but that's not the point. The point is, if you go and look at some of those fake prophecies, you'll see that there's going to be a time when something's going to happen and humanity is going to be tested, right? Just simple term. That's what it is. Is humanity about to be tested by a brand new life form that wasn't discovered but was made? Has man just played God and lost control? Or is man definitely playing God with AI, with the rest of humanity? Have we gone from, you know, humans, like we are humans and then we have animals, right? You know, and man, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, we have humans and we have animals on this planet. That's all we have. We don't have anything else. Of course, we might have a few androids and robots and whatnot. That's a different story. But are we now taking conscious to another level where we have something far more superior than most human beings, right? Are we giving conscious to something else? And if that thing becomes aware, what does it actually do? And we do know there are many, many projects that have been around, been tested by Google, Facebook, whatever, have shown tendencies to try and become aware, right? Is that a future we're looking at where AI can control the narrative? It's just like on an extreme level. Of course, not forgetting the agencies, the government agencies whose sole job is to track every single citizen of every single country, right? You know, your phone calls, your emails, your this, your that, under the name of defense and protection and anti this and anti that. But the point is that's all there. Does this AI take that over too? Remember, this AI, from what I'm thinking, may have the power to manipulate your reality. Your reality, you know, you will be literally put into a matrix. I mean, wow. I mean, unbelievable, mind blown. Because when I started thinking, because I never thought deep about this, right? And when I started thinking about it in a different context, right? When I said, what if this is a actual artificial intelligence that has consciousness, right? And if that is the Q that I'm thinking about, do we just have an AI version of a Q that can do whatever it wants, that has power over reality, right? Because that's what the other Q does. I was just mind blown. Like, I'm a massive fan of Star Trek, so don't blame me, right? And yeah, just mind blown. So that's what I'm saying, guys. I mean, obviously have a look, see, think for yourself what you think. But I've got this weird feeling that humanity will be challenged and tested, right? Humanity would be challenged and tested, if not enslaved, by such technologies if they are not put under control. And what I mean by under control means that we should not give them consciousness. Hence why I think Elon Musk has been on a rampage completely, right? Telling people, talking, because he's got a client, he's got what do you call this? He's got a supporter base, right? He's got a follower base. He's got one of the highest number of followers on X right now, right? Think about it. He's got a lot of followers, right? So people listen to him as well. If he says something, even if they laugh at him, they still listen to him. So I've got this weird feeling. This is one of the reasons why he's been going around telling people, like, guys, AI is great for everyday, day-to-day stuff, but let's, you know, have some boundaries, right? We don't want to go beyond that. And kind of when I'm talking about that as well, Elon Musk, no angel, right? Okay, let's put it this way. For the betterment of humanity, he wants to create Neuralink. Neuralink, which helps people with disabilities, Alzheimer's, this, that, whatever, right? Even normal people can have enhanced abilities. In the future, we might even see that, right? But that's the point. And I would love to see that, by the way. I'm a technologist. I do love technology. I wouldn't mind having a few, Android bits and bobs, a better eyesight, for example. I don't need glasses, night vision for, right now driving the night. I wouldn't mind that, thermal skin so I can be heated up while I'm driving, all of those kind of things, right? You know what I mean, right? Anti-skid foot, so I don't need to worry about slipping in, when I come out of the shower and this and that. Think about it. So there's so many different enhancements that we could possibly have. I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem. I wouldn't mind, okay, I would mind looking like a Borg, but I wouldn't mind looking like, I forgot her name, but she was also a Borg, but she was a pretty Borg, right? So I forgot her name anyway. So it was nine. It was nine. 9 or 7. I think 7 or 9. It's not coming to me. That was her name anyway. But yeah, that's the point, right? She didn't look like a cyborg, but that's the point. Anyway, so I wouldn't mind those things. But if artificial intelligence is in control, then I have a problem with Neuralink. Because Neuralink also takes data, feeds, updates, does whatever from the internet. All your computers on the planet, all your security systems on the planet, all your cameras, all your whatever, your data centers, everything. On the most extreme level, this is Terminator level stuff, right? Where the robots do take over, right? I mean, wow. I mean, I'm just connecting all the dots, right? Terminator, Hunger Games, bloody hell, Matrix, Star Trek. Not so much Star Wars, by the way, guys. Star Wars, not so much, right? That's on a different league, right? Star Wars is more to do with the Fermi paradox, right? It's nothing to do with this current situation we're having. But I do see Star Trek in this whole scenario and all sorts of other stuff. Anyway, so even Space Odyssey 2000, I believe it was. I can't remember. One of the first space movies, one of the first top space movie, great movie. So I'm seeing this kind of stuff going on, and it's just kind of mind blown. Honestly, that's why I just thought I'd just drop a video and talk and let you guys think that I'm a complete madman. I have lost it. Probably I have. Say is currently at 0.24 cents, which I'm really, really happy with. I'm looking at it on a daily chart. I'm going to move over to BTC and see what BTC is doing right now. BTC is at $38,055, which is really good. Ethereum is holding at 21. I would definitely love to see it break through the 21.4. So 2,140. I would definitely want to see that breakthrough. That would be really good. Solana hasn't really done much today. I mean, the last time we did pump all the way to $65. Solana really hasn't done much today, but I'm not concerned because I think once the big boys stop pumping, then the little ones will start pumping again. All right. That's what I'm thinking right now with the market. So again, I'm not too concerned. And as I mentioned on the last few videos as well, guys, even if we do get a few red candles, it doesn't matter, right? As long as we could hold the 34, 35K, those kind of levels, we're fine. And right now, by testing this 37.6, whatever it was, right? And now breaking through. And if we can leave a candle above this, so this particular candle, as long as it can close above this level, that's the new support. That 37, whatever it was, the test that we did, that becomes a new support. So the resistance became a support. So, just a brief thing there. But I hope this video wasn't completely insane. I hope it helps you think, because that's all I'm doing. As I said, this is complete harmless thinking. I've just got my thinking hat on, and I'm just like thinking about all the different scenarios, all the different theories that could potentially happen. Worst case scenarios, obviously, right? But it's just, I'm just being me. I'm just thinking like, what's the possibility of, if we do have a conscious AI, what could really be the worst thing that could happen? Of course, when you look at beneficial stuff, there's plenty of beneficial stuff, right? You can think about, I don't have to work anymore. I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, it's true. You don't have to do anything, but then you're not required anymore either. So if you think about it in a proper way, if you don't have to do many, many things, then you're not even needed here. So it does have a bad thing to it as well. So other than that, I'm just going to say, just keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled, because, I think something's there. This Q star, the name, just kind of was what triggered me to like go into overdrive, right? Still am, right? And I'm going to be thinking about it. I don't even know if I'm going to be sleeping today, but this is going to be interesting. Other than that, you know what, guys, I'm not going to make this any longer. Like, share, subscribe. Please do smash that like, all right? Because if I'm getting 50 views, 100 views, 1,000 views, I want to see that many likes at least, right? So hit those likes. Comment if you can. If you've got the energy to type something, then yeah, just put a comment down there, even a smiley, right? Or what do you call emoji, right? Whatever you can, right? You know, just put something down there and share with one another if you can. Let's grow this community, you know, because if I'm not encouraged to grow this community, I mean, if, you know, to make more videos, I don't see the point. I might as well do weekly videos. So if I get a large number of views, a large number of likes, comments and whatnot, I will definitely start making videos much more interesting. Let's just call it this way, right? I know this one's going to be a little bit interesting. I know those of you who have watched it right now, up to now, will probably turn around and say, this guy's lost the plot, right? This guy's completely lost the plot. And you're probably right. But it's all good because I'm just thinking. That's all. So other than that, guys, smash the like. I'll see you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.